I'm 81 years old, and the doctors told me this disease could have been stopped if I had come in 10 years earlier. They said it so calmly, like they were talking about the weather. I laughed when they told me that, not because it was funny, because I didn't know what else to do. For 10 years, I told myself the same thing. It's just fatigue. I'm getting older. Everyone feels like this. I was wrong. I wasn't tired. I was sick, and my body had been trying to tell me that for a very long time. But I didn't listen, because listening would have meant stopping, and I didn't think I could afford to stop. These days, I move slowly, not because I want to, because my legs don't always agree with me anymore. I sit down more than I stand. I count my steps without meaning to, from the bedroom to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the chair by the window. I get out of breath, doing things that used to take no effort at all. Putting on socks, carrying a bag of groceries, climbing 3 steps. There's a small machine by my bed now. It hums quietly at night, keeps me breathing when my body forgets how. I don't tell this to scare anyone. I'm telling it because this is what my life looks like now, and it didn't have to. I don't need forgiveness. I don't need sympathy. I need to say the truth out loud once before I run out of time to say anything at all. I wasn't always like this. There was a time when I could work a full day and still have energy to walk home, when I could carry my grandson on my shoulders, when I could sleep through the night without waking up gasping. The first thing I noticed was small, so small I almost feel embarrassed saying it now. I would get tired earlier in the evening, not exhausted, just heavy. I'd come home from work and sit down for a minute. That minute would turn into an hour. I told my wife it was nothing. She asked if I was okay. I said, just a long day. That became my answer for everything. At the time, I was in my early 70s, still working part-time at the shop, still driving deliveries when someone called in sick, still proud that I could outwork men 10 years younger than me. I didn't want to be the old man who complained. I didn't want to be the one who slowed things down. Money mattered. My daughter had just divorced. My grandson was starting school. There were bills. There were repairs on the house. I told myself I didn't have time to be sick. Then came the shortness of breath. It wasn't dramatic. I didn't collapse. I didn't clutch my chest. I just noticed that walking uphill felt harder, that I had to stop halfway up the stairs to catch my breath, that I started avoiding carrying heavy bags. I told myself it was normal, age, out of shape, too much salt. I even Googled it once. I read the mild explanations. I ignored the serious ones. I said out loud, "See, it's nothing." That made it feel true. I canceled a doctor's appointment that year, twice. The first time because work was busy. The second time because I felt better that week and didn't want to waste
I'm
anyone's
fine.
time.
Are
I
you
didn't
sure?
tell my
Yes,
wife I
dear, I
canceled.
promise.
I told her they rescheduled me. I started taking pain pills for the tightness in my chest, just over-the-counter ones, just to take the edge off. I drank more coffee to fight the fatigue, less water because I didn't want to stop to use the bathroom at work. Every small choice made sense on its own. That's how it works. Nothing feels like a mistake while you're making it. There were days I felt afraid, days when my heart felt like it was beating too hard, days when I lay in bed and stared at the ceiling, listening to my own breathing. But in the morning, I'd get up anyway, put on my jacket, go to work. I told myself I'd go to the doctor next month, then after the holidays, then when things calmed down, Things never calm down. Life always finds something else to put in front of you. My wife noticed I was different, quieter, more irritable. She asked again if something was wrong. I snapped at her once, told her to stop worrying so much. I regret that more than I can explain. I didn't want her to see me as weak. I didn't want her to be scared. I didn't want to admit I was scared. So I lied. I said I was fine. I said I was just tired. I said everyone our age felt like this. After a while, she stopped asking. That should have been my warning sign. The symptoms didn't stay the same. They got a little worse each year. My ankles started swelling. My shoes didn't fit the way they used to. I said it was the heat. I started waking up at night, short of breath, sitting on the edge of the bed, waiting for my lungs to calm down. I said it was anxiety. I stopped taking walks, said my knees hurt. I was lying to myself as much as I was lying to everyone else. There was a moment. I remember it clearly now. I was carrying groceries from the car. One bag, not even a heavy one. Halfway to the door, my vision went blurry. My chest tightened. I had to lean against the wall. A neighbor asked if I was okay. I laughed and said, "Just getting old." That night, my wife begged me to see a doctor. I told her I would. I meant it when I said it. I just didn't do it. Another year passed, then another. The day everything changed wasn't dramatic either. That's the part people don't understand. I didn't drop to the floor. I didn't scream. I just felt wrong. My heart was racing. My chest hurt in a way it never had before. My left arm went numb. I sat down and waited for it to pass. It didn't. My wife called an ambulance. I remember the smell of disinfectant, the sound of the monitor beeping, the way the paramedic avoided my eyes. At the hospital, they ran tests, scans, blood work. A young doctor came in and sat down across from me. He said, "You've had this condition for a long time." He said, "Your heart is damaged." He said, "This didn't happen overnight." Then he said the sentence that still echoes in my head. "This could have been stopped if you had come in 10 years earlier." He didn't sound angry. He didn't sound judgmental. He sounded tired. The room felt very quiet after that. I looked at my wife. She looked at me. Neither of us said anything. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just nodded, like he had told me something I already knew but didn't want to admit. They put me on medications. They told me what I could and couldn't do. They said words like management and quality of life. They didn't say cure. I understood what that meant. Now I can't walk more than a few minutes without resting. I can't drive anymore. I can't travel. I can't pick up my great-granddaughter. There are foods I can't eat, places I can't go, days I can't get out of bed. I will never feel strong again. Not the way I used to. That part is gone forever. Sometimes I sit by the window and watch people walk past my house, going to work, going to the store, going somewhere they think they'll always be able to go. I don't feel angry at them. I feel something closer to grief for the man I used to be, for the years I threw away pretending I was fine. There are moments I wish I could go back to. The day I canceled that first appointment, the night I snapped at my wife, the time I leaned against the wall with groceries in my hand. I would tell that version of me to stop, just stop, sit down, make the call, let someone look at you. But time doesn't work that way. I can't fix what's broken now. I can't grow back the parts of my heart that died quietly while I kept working. I can't get back the years I could have lived differently. If you're listening to this, I won't tell you what to do. I'll just tell you what I told myself. I told myself I didn't have time. I told myself I was being responsible. I told myself it wasn't serious. I told myself I was being dramatic for even worrying. I was wrong about all of it. What I didn't understand is that your body doesn't lie. It whispers first, then it talks louder, then it stops asking. I thought ignoring it made me strong. It just made the damage worse. I thought doctors were for people who were really sick. I didn't understand that really sick starts years before you collapse. I thought I was being brave. I was just being scared. Scared of bad news, scared of slowing down, scared of being told my life had to change. My life changed anyway, just later and harder, and in ways I can't undo. If something in you doesn't feel right, not painful enough to scream, not serious enough to panic, that's exactly when you should listen. That's when it still matters. I used to think I'd have more time. Everyone thinks that. I don't know how much time I have left now. Not years, not months, just time. Enough to sit here, enough to breathe, enough to tell you this. I don't need you to feel sorry for me. I just don't want you to become me. If this meant something to you, if it stirred something uncomfortable, don't push it away the way I did. I did that for 10 years. It cost me the rest of my life. That's all I wanted to say.